The day following my birthday, I vomited into the sink. It wasn't due to the champagne or the cake. It was an insidious malaise lurking within me, growing stealthily. In the mirror, I saw a gaunt, sweating figure with a heart that beat out of sync. My wrist bore her gift, the watch, untarnished, its pricey ticking unperturbed by our recent financial concerns. Unbeknownst to me at the time, it marked a countdown. She had kissed me as she placed it upon my wrist, more like a restraint than a gift. It was a stylish black dial, silver rim, and sapphire glass watch, extravagant for one who advocated thriftiness. Yet, I didn't question it, because I adored her. And that's the most disheartening aspect. I loved her. 3 years into our marriage, 5 years together, we harbored dreams. I had cultivated a small business from our living room, sacrificing countless sleepless nights to woo clients while she tapped away at the dining table with our some S. I believed we were partners. But partners don't deceive in hushed whispers. They don't erase messages. Watches they don't carry toxic substances home. It started subtly, busyness, nausea, fatigue that wouldn't abate. I sought medical help, doctors, blood tests, scans. All results seemed normal. However, an intuition within me sensed a dismantling, a slow and silent one. She merely watched, ever ready with water, suggesting rest at home, always near. Too much. Her presence was overbearing. Too caring. I didn't challenge her. I watched instead. In 3 weeks, I found myself at a pawn shop on the corner of 5th and Monroe. Medical bills had stacked up, clients were withdrawing due to my distracted state. So, I reasoned, sell the watch. It holds value. The man behind the counter was an ex-military figure, sporting an eagle tattoo on his forearm. He examined the watch in his hand, turned it once, then paused. His face blanched as if someone had drained the blood from it. He looked at me as though I'd given him a live grenade. Where did you obtain this? My spouse. A birthday gift. He returned it as if it burned him. You must head to the police station immediately. It appears that the watch has been tampered with, containing a microdose capsule of slow-acting poison hidden within the clasp designed to resemble an autoimmune disease. I've already filed a report discreetly and chose not to return home that night. Instead, I went to a motel outside town to engage in what I excel at: research. My business background taught me patience, contract negotiation, timing, and recognizing patterns. People often forget that revenge is just business with sharper edges. First, I modified my will, bequeathing everything to my godson, a change she didn't notice with the new notary slips in my drawer. Second, I established a separate LLC under a false name, a shell company, which I utilized to drain funds from our joint accounts without arousing suspicion, not all at once, just enough to ignite her greed. Then I set up a decoy client with substantial resources. She became increasingly involved, thinking I was resuming work. In reality, I was merely setting a trap. 2 weeks later, I infiltrated her cloud storage. She negligently shared passwords, and I uncovered screenshots, messages, videos. Her lover was my business partner, knowledgeable about our company. They thought they could sabotage it from within, but unknown to them, I had sold the genuine business a month prior. The empty shell they were plundering no longer existed. On the day they arranged flights for her mental health care, the police raided our home. She shrieked. He fled, unsuccessfully. In his apartment, the authorities found modified watches, 2 of them. It seemed I wasn't their first target. In court, she cried, claiming it was all him and that she had been manipulated. However, the jury examined the emails. A particular line caught their attention. He's dying anyway. May as well hasten his death and cash out. She received 12 years, while he got 18. I regained my reputation. It wasn't a complete triumph, but post-verdict breaths felt more acute, liberated. People inquire if I miss her. I don't. I yearn for the illusion of her, the ideal I once held faith in. But that was never true. Reality is what remains. The timepiece lies once more within my dresser, evidence label intact. Occasionally, I retrieve it, merely to spark memories. Memories of what love seemed like when it bore her visage. Nowadays, now I scrutinize the clock on my smartphone. A watch isn't essential for me to realize how swiftly circumstances can alter, particularly when there's someone relying on your indifference.